You are looking at Denham Springs, Louisiana, continuing coverage here on WeatherNation of the record flooding that has been occurring across parts of Louisiana. Over 1,000 people needing to be rescued, and some areas reporting nearly over 2 feet of rain. So a very devastating situation. A lot of people impacted by this, and we're going to continue to see the flooding really be ongoing as still some more rain in the forecast. And we could experience several more inches. But like I said, over 2 feet of rain in some spots. This is flooding like they have never seen before here. The state of Louisiana under a state of emergency until at least September 10th. So they know that all of this water is going to take some time to recede. We do still have those flash flood watches in effect through tomorrow. Baton Rouge down through Lake Charles, you're under flash flood warnings. And here's a look at the radar. We're still seeing the churning of that moisture. We're pumping in that Gulf moisture, and it is going to continue to dump rain on this area. So I want to bring in one of our field correspondents in the field. We have our very own John Van Pelt. And John, you are in Denham Springs and you have been seeing water rescues today. Kind of give us an update of what you're watching.
Yeah, Tracy, you can probably hear it now, the revving of a large engine that is on an airboat. The airboat's back in the woods behind us. We can't even see it. He went back in there about 10 minutes ago. Over on this side of me, lots of boats doing swiftwater rescues. This is Highway 190 behind me. I'm right outside of the original New Orleans Po' Boys and Seafood, if people know where that is, in Denham Springs. This road underwater, water is rushing across it now. So now boats are using the road as a river to get back into the neighborhoods behind me to rescue people. Our own Brandon Clement is down here too. He's been here since early this morning. He has watched them bring out person after person, and we can swing around the camera a little bit. They're little puppies. They're animals here. Kevin will swing around and can show these dogs over here, I think. There are pet carriers with people bringing their pets out and sheltering under this restaurant here. It's pretty crazy to see this water coming up like this.
Yeah, you know, the governor's press conference, he was talking about how this is the worst flooding they've ever seen. So it is especially hard to gauge even how bad this will continue to get, because some of those rivers already at record crests and still expected to rise. So what have you seen of the community and the people getting out there doing the rescues? What is the moods and how has this impacted them and how are they dealing with it?
And the people we've talked to, Tracy, some of them have said it was almost as bad in 1983. Others have said this is worse than 1983. And the rescue methods, well, we talked about the airboat, we talked about the regular boats, and Coast Guard choppers have been going overhead for the last 30 minutes that we've been here, one after the other. So they're getting people out of deep water, too. This is, I mean, I don't want to overblow it, but when you see the water coming into a town like this, it looks kind of Armageddon-ish.
Exactly. And, you know, what are you seeing? What do you think are the supplies that this area is going to need? How can viewers, you know, try to help, try to get the supplies, shelters, any information we can give, even volunteers outside of this area? What do they need?
You know, the first thing I would do, Tracy, if you want to volunteer to help, is go to the Red Cross website, because they're going to be the best, safest clearinghouse for donations. I'm sure we're going to know more in a little bit about what the county needs. Obviously, water is going to be very important. Food that can be prepared without electricity is going to be very important. And people, if you're in where the flooding is coming, if you're going to shelter in place because you know it's safe, so you can still do it, get water, get food, get batteries, make sure your cell phone is charged. You've even got a way to keep that thing charged. Make sure you got plenty of lights, too. Don't use candles. Get flashlights and lanterns, because we see in emergencies like this, people burn their houses down using candles and things like that for lighting.
Exactly right. Thank you, John, for all the information. Thank you so much for checking in with us. We'll continue to check in with you, and I hope you guys stay safe as well as you're out there.
Thanks, Tracy.
Yep. Let's take a look here at that forecast rainfall. We are looking at still several more inches of rain to this area. This is going to be insult to injury through the remainder of the day. The water rescues are going to continue. So a very devastating situation. I want to leave you with a couple of photos that we have seen throughout the last several days. Look at this. If you can stay in your home, hunker down. Do not get out on those roadways. But if you need to, make sure you can get out if you are seeing that rising water. But like we said, turn around, don't drown. Stay off those roadways if you can.